Hi, I'm Rich Anderson. I'm the Regional Sales Manager with TSSI, and I'm here today speaking with Brent Bansgaard of Maxim IC. What is virtual test?
Virtual test is a strategy and tools that allow test engineers to debug test code using the designer's simulation environment.
How long have you been using virtual test in your test development flow?
We have been using virtual test for over 10 years at Maxim.
So what benefits are you getting from virtual test?
The benefits for using virtual test are in the cost savings and in the reduction of cycle time. We have saved costs by reducing the number of silicon spins necessary to achieve full production. The primary benefit in using virtual tests is in the cycle time reduction. This is achieved by pulling in test code debug, pre-silicon, and even in some cases pre-tape out. We estimate we've shaved months off the cycle time on some projects using the virtual test strategy. For example, on a recent design, we found a problem on a scan input pad that caused contention on that pin. The problem was found post-tape out, but in time to allow the designer to spin a metal layer fix.
So can you give us some examples of some of the problems that you've seen pre-silicon using virtual test?
Besides signal contention, initialization problems are a big issue. It is not uncommon for designers to add shortcuts to their verification tests to preset internal logic states before running their tests. They can do this because they have direct access to the internal circuitry. In other words, they are not restricted to just top-level pins. Using these shortcuts is prudent when doing design verification, but can cause problems if not accommodated in the manufacturing tests. Years ago, at the time we were ramping up virtual test, we had one pattern that was failing 1 bit deep in the pattern. We spent weeks trying to figure out why it was failing. We built a virtual test environment and were able to quickly trace the problem to an uninitialized register. By the way, there have been soft benefits to using virtual test as well. Due to its use, our test engineers now communicate their requirements earlier in the design process. They also tend to develop a deeper understanding of the device functionality earlier that helps with debugging problems later on. Test engineers can now demonstrate in the design environment what they need rather than just trying to explain it.
Is it difficult to implement virtual test?
As with any tool, there is a learning curve. TSSI provided excellent application support, enabling us to become self-sufficient in a very acceptable time frame. Setup requires familiarity with the design verification environment and a good understanding of what needs to be removed and added to cause the environment to mimic what would be seen on a real tester.
Brent, you recently purchased our TVT virtual tester. Can you tell us how this is performing for you?
Extremely well. It is many times faster than the previous version of the DVT tool and very reliable.
Brent, would you tell us about the support that you've experienced with TSSI?
TSSI quickly resolves issues, which demonstrates their expertise in both test and simulation.
Well, Brent, thanks very much for spending your afternoon with us today.